Have you ever wondered how some people make a fortune by investing in vacant land? Well, look no further. We have the ultimate solution for you. Introducing Getting Dollars from Dirt, a beginner's guide to vacant land investing. This incredible book is your go-to resource if you're looking to make a splash in the real estate market. You'll discover proven strategies and expert tips to help you navigate the world of vacant land investing, even if you're a complete beginner. Say goodbye to confusing jargon and overwhelming information. This book is designed to provide you with practical steps to kickstart your journey towards financial independence. Learn how to identify the most profitable vacant land opportunities and maximize your returns. Getting Dollars from Dirt covers it all. You'll gain the confidence and knowledge you need to make smart investment decisions. Don't miss out on this golden opportunity. Grab your copy of Getting Dollars from Dirt today and start your path to wealth. Click the link in the description below to order your copy now. Remember, investing in vacant land has never been this accessible. Don't wait another second. Start building your fortune today.
Hey folks, Phil Davis, Ancestry Lands, ancestrylands.com. All right, folks. Today I'm gonna be a little insulting here, and when I say insulting, I'm gonna say, as you can see, I'm leaving work right now, over by Drexel. I'm gonna say this real quick because I want people to understand why I'm saying this. Is that most people are cowards, all right? When I'm gonna say that most people are cowards, I'm gonna say that most people are cowards in a way that they are too scared to win in life. They're cowards because they're more afraid of failing than succeeding in life. All right. And what I mean that by is that, I had a conversation with someone the other day, and it's always the same thing, right? It's always the idea of this fantasy dreamt up theme or whatever about being successful. All right. You go to college, you want to open up a business, a practice. You want to open up, or be independent some kind of way. But when you ask a person about the steps to get to that success, the pathway on to make that happen, you'll see that they're always short on the details. All right. Maybe that's what this broadcast should be called: short on details, big on idea, right? Because anything that requires you to be successful requires details. You go to college, right? They give you lesson plans. They tell you what the prerequisites are. The details of getting a degree are the pathways, the steps you got to take, the classes you got to take and pass in order to get that degree. You got to do a certain amount of credits or units, depending on what college you go to. Those things are required in order for you to get that degree, right? That's called the details of your degree, right? That's how you get the degree. It's those details. The idea is the degree itself and what you can do and go to work and create an income or a salary or, a career out of, but it still lies within the details. And as you can see, folks, in the backdrop today is a very chilly day in the city of Philadelphia. This right now, you can see I'm right in downtown Philly. And, I see people who when you see, this one person I was talking to, they want to start a business. And then when I ask them about other people that are in their class or in their field, they always have someone right next to them, lateral to them, that is very successful, doing the business. It's got a notable measure of success, right? And with that, let me adjust my camera a little bit so y'all can get the full frontal view here. All right. They have a measure of success that you can actually see they're successful in that. Ask them, do they network with that person? Do they grab details? Have they taken mentorship from this person? Absolutely not. Haven't done a damn thing. Nothing. No measure of discipline. No. You would think with someone who's been somewhat successful, you would go and try to look for mentorship opportunities. You would try to be close to them and learn the tricks or the template that they've established in order to become successful, but they haven't. That's another line item that I look at. The person's not really serious. You ask them about the plan, and again, The plan is full of ideas. I've gone through this with my wife on many a times where I do not go along with so-called ideas that she has that she tries to sell as plans because they lack in details, right? Even for you to get a loan from a bank, a business loan, it requires you to get, hold on, let me clean my wipers. Right? I didn't know you guys were looking at this. So somebody comment in the chat and tell me I had a dirty windshield, please. Any which way, when you go to get a loan at a bank, a business loan for a business, you need something called a business plan. In that business plan, you need an outline of your business, your objectives. You need some directives, what your company's going to do, who your company's going to target, what kind of niche you have. The bank needs details in order to lend money. All right? And you got a lot of people up here don't have any details when it comes to being a business. It's always, well, I'm gonna just get on YouTube and I'm gonna do a video, or and that's what you see out in this culture right now. You go on IG, TikToks, you see girls there at the, and I'm not saying anything about all girls, but a large volume of it is people in dresses, and all they're doing is just showing themselves, right? There's no details there. So how long does it last when youth and beauty is a fleeting thing, right? There's no retirement in that, because we're all gonna get older. These 20-year-old girls, guys out there doing it too. I'm gonna go at both of them, right? They're doing whatever that anyone else can do because they're young. Okay, well, you're 20 doing that. 30, okay, what happens when you're 40? Not everybody's gonna retain youth that way. What happens then? Y'all gonna be stuck in traffic with me, so you gotta flow with me. What happens then when you don't have youth on your side and you need actual skills? You're gonna need actual hard skills in order to thrive in life. Even if you are a woman, because I'm teaching my daughter the same thing, you have to, being a woman is not just a value and singularly because you are a woman. Nowadays, you can have people identify with a woman, so they're diluting the value of what just quote unquote being a woman brings to the table. All right, in the same way that it can go the other way, and it's not, in order to bring value to the relationship, you have to be something more than just what you're born with. You know, 20 years from being 20 when you're in your 40s, you're not going to be as youthful after you have children. Even as a husband or a father, I'm not as youthful looking as I was in my 20s. I got a job, I got to work all day. So yeah, working out and being young, eating a whole pizza and still having six-pack abs, that's, you got to do more for it. So in order to have that good, sexy look outside of godlike genetics, you got to do more work. You got to put more details in to get that outcome, right? And some people just naturally have it. So what do people do? They cower in fear. They don't go after and have that hunger for more to become successful, because they're being paralyzed by fear and cowardice in order to become truly successful, to be what they really want to be. It sounds good. My father used to say that, man. I laugh at that stuff that my father said when I was a kid. You know, that the idea of sounds good. It's great when you're telling somebody, oh, I'm gonna go to school and be a doctor and all of this stuff, but you're failing every semester you can. You know, it sounds good that you got a degree and you're going to get a degree, or some people got a degree and then they don't even work in the field. You see, it sounds good. I'm gonna go to college. That sounds good. What are you gonna get your degree in? Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna be, you know, underwater basket weaving, right? And then you go and look in life what they pay people who are underwater basket weavers, and they don't pay them a damn penny, right? Because it's not even a real job. But somebody wants to do, because it sounds good when you're going through life, just making up stuff, just making it up as you go along. Because it doesn't require you to put any mental effort to create a plan, to get some details, to iron and figure stuff out. So anybody with a young enough body and a youthful appearance can go on TikTok or Instagram or wherever else, put on a nice looking dress, turn around, do a swirl, and that's it. But how long does that last? And that, the reason why I'm saying that is that to the people who are listening, how long does your gift last for yourself? All right? Like if you're running through life based off your looks, based off being youthful, which most people do, I've done it myself, and you're not keenly aware of the fact that tomorrow will come, sunrises will come, if you live long enough, and your youth, the thing that you cherish most about, whether you're worried about acne or whatever you're worried about that doesn't look good at now, well, guess what, sweetie? More is going to come with that age. I'm going to get over right now. Hopefully so. See, the problem right now is so tight. People are so trying to get home. They don't care or let you in. So that's one of the issues I've contend with driving here. As you can see, folks, I mean, it's a very congested time. Everyone's getting out of work. So again, you're worried about those things, but tomorrow's going to come out and you will get older. And when you get older, life changes. The seasons change. I want to say being in your 20s is like being in the summertime. The summertime, everything's fun. Everything is exciting. You can do anything in the summertime because the weather allows you to do everything you want to do. That's what it's like being young. The freedom of freedom. You have it all to enjoy. Look at this guy not even paying attention. Look, driving in my lane. Look at this, man. You're in my line here. You see this minivan here? Got a handicap sign on. Yeah, I can tell. Okay. Excuse me as I East Coast drive. For anybody on the West Coast that's watching this, it's different out here, man. There's no 6-lane highways. People are driving. They don't care, man. So again, life is seasonal. Then you get in your 30s, you start having a family. And again, the vision, the center of your world starts to shift away from yourself, or should, if you are along the path of becoming an actual adult. As a parent, your life shifts into taking care of looking after your children, right? Now you got a baby there, so it's all about protecting and providing, or mothering and nurturing the baby, right? So your success pattern. Look at this right here, man. There's a clear white line right there. Okay, we just gonna speed past this. Not even barely looking. I mean, there's other cars here. You got to still let everyone else drive, but any which way. We're not gonna worry about that. So when you move into there, your life shifts. You got the job. Okay, maybe you got the job, and we see now with this economy where things are so screwed up that not everybody has the job or the outcome that they wanted, because again, the details, they didn't do any time planning. It goes back to when my wife, she wanted to do Etsy. This is when Etsy was already past its pinnacle. And comes to me and says, hey, I want to do Etsy. I'm like, okay, Etsy's a website. It's not actually a business model. And I treated her idea just like it would a bank would. I went into a bank, applied for business credit. I've talked to the people about that on this broadcast before, and the bank wanted to see hard documents. They didn't want to see me in my best dressed suit and my custom-made, tailor-made suit. Shout out to Munir Jones for the tailor-made suit. They didn't care about my handkerchief or if I had on whatever type of cologne and I was smelling good. That was not their concern. When they put my information into the computer and they asked for an EIN number, the computer can't smell me. The computer don't care about what kind of suit I got on. You got AI taking over so much stuff now. AI don't care about what you look like. The AI wants those details, which is, what does your business look like? What is your business plan? What are your business activities? See, all the things that I talked about in my previous broadcast start coming to light now. What are your business habits? What does your business do? Can you tell me a little bit about your business? And that's exactly what the people at the bank asked me. They want to look at my credit score. Again, these are all details that are inside of or rely within your profile, who you are, your avatar, who you are digitally, your digital avatar. What are your banking habits? Even if you are going to get a private lending, they're still going to look at your details. Half the times, you're getting lent money without people who actually see you. So again, your presentation doesn't matter. Right? When you go get a mortgage or you go get a loan for any kind of reason, particularly the approval does not come from the person that you're sitting in front of. That's all done by an underwriter, someone who can't visualize you. They are looking at an algorithm that is creating a profile or a dossier on you as a digital, all your digital footprints. That's where you're being scored off of. And again, you now are going into life not looking at these phases where you're not going to need to build up this digital footprint, because again, you're too scared to win in life, right? Now, I'm not going to go into details of how hard. I mean, if you look at any nature show, you'll see how hard life is. I've been working as a nurse long enough to see babies die, to see grown people die, to see young people die. Life doesn't care about, you don't need to make it to the end to leave this planet to check out here. They're babies who die before they even get to breathe a life. And I'm not talking about people, shortcutting or stopping a pregnancy. We're not even going into that one. We're talking about people who actually lose. Life is lost on a metaphysical level of the physical body is taken away from us for whatever one, congenital abnormalities or whatever else. Life doesn't play favorites. So again, it'll take a day old out just like it'll take a 99-day old out. And again, when you have those kind of odds that you made it, you've been born into this world and you've been given an opportunity to succeed. And again, success does not come without struggle. And everyone equates that something's going to be hard as a reason to not be successful, but that's actually the opposite. Because if something is hard and you can become successful at it, then more than likely you're going to be successful if you can overcome those struggles. And that's what people don't understand. I mean, to the victor goes the spoils, and people always think that, success is supposed to come easy. And again, because our society is training us to be put on something, look nice, and you don't have to say anything and you can get 500,000 views. Well, how many dresses can you put on? All right, you got to put on a new dress, and after a while, people get tired of seeing you all together because people like new. And all of a sudden now you got to do something different. You got to find the new thing. And again, your age is still going up this whole time. So what's your long-term plan? Again, ain't no retirement in that, man. People going through life, just going through the motions, and there's no retirement in that. Oh, I got a 401k and retire. Well, guess what? We're looking at now people who are retiring and there's not enough money. Because again, they were going through the motions. They were not trying to win at life and be successful. So, and again, you're more afraid to win and go after it. You're more afraid to upset people. You're more afraid to get hate from people. I've got people close to me that can't stand where I'm at in life. And I don't have as much as other people do. But again, when you're winning in life or you have the potential to be successful, people can't stand that. And success is not always measured in finances. It's not always successful in money. Having kids that skip school, skip a grade, you got people in your family that are teachers that'll be jealous of that because they're supposed to be teachers and they're supposed to have the kids that can be successful, right? Or I got a home, so that should be, a person who doesn't have a home should be more successful, but it's not, because there's more than one way to win in life. There's more than one way to get ahead in life and win at it. But again, what you'll see is that if you look at this channel, you're going to see a history of videos being made, a timeline of consistency of doing something that's hard. It's hard to make videos. Heck, even I'm driving home now, talking and giving away my thoughts, because again, sometimes I have these thoughts in my head while I'm driving home, and I don't know who's going to hear this video that needs to hear it, man. And again, I've traveled. You see me travel to California and back once a month. You see me on the airplanes. You see me doing the videos. You see me do the melanin markets. You've seen me engage beyond the TV shows like Unwinding Stress. You've seen my body of work, and it will continue to grow. My children can see it. And they now have a template, which is what, like I said, they have a template of what is required, at least to have my measure of success. So if they want to do more, they're going to have to they want to have more, they're going to have to do more to be more successful than I am. So let that sink in there. And again, what do I got to lose? Oh, the only thing I got to lose is dying and not getting anything done. I don't know about you, but sitting around waiting to die one day, or no, because we're all going to go. We're all going to get up out of here. We're all going to get that ticket to the upper room if you're lucky. And you're sitting around afraid to be successful. And I'm not talking about being successful at the cost of others, but being successful to win in life, to take a chance, on something that could make you successful, to grind, to struggle, to overcome, to persevere, to have some purpose in life, to say, hey, you know what? I failed at giving something my all. You know, if you failed at trying to go to the pros, well, maybe you made it semi-pro, right? Maybe somebody made it to the pros. I work with a guy now in insurance. He played in the pros for a few years and got injured. But hell, man, he played in the pros. He made it. Okay, maybe he didn't get multi-million-dollar contracts like everybody else, but he made it. He had a measure of success. And if he failed at that, he didn't leave anything on the table. Why are you leaving something on the table? You leave an unfinished business in life. And what happens is, no matter who you are, no matter where you are in the world, you could have $1 million or whatever else. If you inside do not get that feeling out, do not accomplish something within yourself, you're going to end up bitter. It don't matter what you have. You can have stuff that other people want. Look at this guy right here. He's trying to get over again. He's not concentrating on what's in front of him. He's trying to get over this car right in front of me, this truck. He's trying to get over so bad that he doesn't realize the car is in front of him to stop him. And he about to mess that car up again and rear-end somebody. And again, I'll go back to my point of, what do you have to lose? And then you feel like, oh, well, that's fine. I'm just going to marry somebody who has some money. I'm going to marry somebody else. You still will be bitter, unhappy inside. Because again, you have not done the work to become self-fulfilled. My only regret is that I won't get everything I want to get done in this one lifetime. I don't have enough lifetime to get all I want to get done in this life. But I know one thing: if I died right now, outside of seeing my kids in the future, man, I had a hell of a run, man. I got more done than I ever thought accomplished. I became more than I ever thought I could be, and I surprised myself in actually things like becoming an author, land, getting this platform up to 75,000. That wasn't part of it. Just the whole land business was just making a little bit of side money. My wife said that to me. She's like, I thought this was just, when did this become bigger than just a couple thousand, right? That it was supposed to be just another supplemental paycheck, right? An extra $1,000 a month. But what happened was, after an extra 1,000 came, I started seeing that there was a little bit more that could come after that. And I said, let me work. Let me grind a little bit harder, because I wasn't scared to fail. I wasn't scared to not succeed. I wasn't scared to see what's over that hill. I wasn't scared to succeed, because I had already done that in my life. My life has been a series of overcoming obstacles. So when the time came to see what's over that hill, I didn't look away. Right? What do they say? I remember one thing in, what is that? I think it was one of these DC animes with Batman. He was talking to Owlman. And he said, the only difference between you and I is when you looked into the abyss, you blinked. I didn't. And that's how I look at overcoming obstacles. Is that every time a challenge has been put in front of me, I looked over the hill. I didn't blink. I stared right back. You have a lot of people averting away because they're too scared to have any kind of pain in life. They're scared to overcome. When it gets tough, they want to quit. They want to fold into something, some kind of leeway, some excuse, because it stems out of fear. Not being self-confident enough to look at what you already have done in your life. You've already accomplished making through the 9 months trek of becoming a healthy child, if you are healthy. I mean, heck, they got people who have physical debilitations that can get out of here and go work. What is your excuse? You went to college, got a college degree. Okay, you overcome becoming a child, going into being an adult. That's fine. A mother who gave birth to a daughter 100 years ago, women died in childbirth. Now they don't. You've overcome that. You made it home today. You overcame the chance to not make it home. Every day your life is being challenged with the possibility that there may not be a tomorrow from you, and you overcome it, and you're afraid of the what if of a tomorrow. And today you have the opportunity to actually make something happen, to work a little bit towards that tomorrow, to looking over that hill. And what do? You keep turning away. And it stems from fear, because inside you're telling yourself more why you can't rather than why you can. You're not telling yourself why you can do it. You're not reminding yourself of how far you've gotten so far, and looking at the areas where you did accomplish things, where you had to study hard and get an A in that test, or just pass the test. Because hell, for me, sometimes just passing the test and getting a C was the goal I wanted to accomplish, because certain things were outside of my reach and attainable. But again, the line of success was set at wherever the bar was. Meaning, if I needed a C in order to pass the class, then all I was looking to get on the test was a C. So if I got a B, great. If I got a C, mission accomplished. Success was obtained. Because the goal, the idea, was to pass the class. And how I did that was got a C on this test that gave me enough to pass. And I've been there. There are people in my life that could attest to you. I literally had one final away from either winning or losing, or becoming a nurse or not becoming a nurse. And that's so serious. So you look at your life and say, well, I can't. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I won't. Okay, but maybe you will. What about that? What if you do, right? You look at all these people who are successful. What's the separation from you to them? The will to work and will to succeed. That's what you got to have. Stop telling yourself what you can't do and start telling yourself what you can do. And if it doesn't work, look at the details of what did not work and see where the plan failed. And can you fix that one problem? I mean, because your oil needs to be changed. You don't throw the car away, do you? No, what do? You go replace the bad part. You get a flat tire, you change it with another tire. So the car can still run. You got to change the details. Once again, woo, boy, I'm bringing it home right now. Somebody needs to hear this. I ain't preaching, but I'm definitely spitting some knowledge right now. This needs to be gospel. And it's for a lot of younger people that are looking at their lives. Believe me, man, 20 to 40 is a blink. And then when you get to 40, and you have children, if you have children, you're going to have to start teaching them the same successes and or failures, because you will teach them failure too as well. You'll have to take that template and pass it down. And that's what most people don't realize. By the time you have children, your first 5 years are spent nurturing that child, giving that child what it needs to be protected. And then from 5 to 10, you now enter the stage where the child starts looking at you to learn from you, truly learn. I'm not talking about, first 5 years, the child's learning to walk, talk, eat, poop, poop in the toilet, pee appropriately, shower. I mean, even in the first 10 years, washing yourself appropriately and being clean is not really mastered at that age, but it's still a work in progress. But you're still teaching that. So from 10 to 18 is the last, you only have literally, in the first year, they're learning to walk. The second year, they're learning to eat on their own. From 2 to 3, they're learning to use the bathroom, just using the bathroom and not a diaper, right? So for 3 to 5, they're learning to kind of just get the basics of what being a human is, like in the form of counting, language recognition. From there, 5 to 7, they're now starting to interact with the world, just through kindergarten and going to school, if you will. And then about 7 to 10, they're actually starting to take on somewhat home responsibilities in the ways of chores, athletics, things like that. Maybe even making a sandwich, right? So that's 10 years of your child's life right there. Still, those are your teaching years at that point. So from 10 to 18, they learn to drive, and they got 8 years of their life to learn how to do the rest of their life, right? So the first 10 years is pretty much being able to walk, talk, eat, poop, and function and feed yourself like a regular human does. And then the next 8, they pretty much got to learn everything they need to learn until the day they die. Just think about that concept right now. So in that time, you pass on your goods and your bads. And most of all, the kids are watching everything you do. They're watching all your behaviors. They're watching what you do in life, win at life. And again, if you don't have something that you're going after, and the only thing you do is go in and go get a job, the kids don't see you winning anymore like you were when you were going to college and trying to overcome and be successful. You cannot let your life as a parent be the only level of success was in having a child. And then before that, your only individual success was getting a degree and getting a job. What are your children watching you struggle to overcome? What are they seeing you fight to win like you were? And again, retirement can't be it. My dad was talking about retirement at 20. What did I care about retirement? I'm 20 years old. 60 seems so far away. 40 years is a long time. 20 went quick. 40, another 20 years, I'm 42. 62 seems more like it's coming faster. But the 20 to 40, it went fast now that I look back. But it's 20 years is a long time to a 20-year-old. You're not going to get them on that. They're not going to be convinced that they should be looking and worrying about retirement at 20. You're never going to sell them that imperative, that's important. So why do it? It's a mute point to talk to a 20-year-old about something so far away. Look at this guy right here. You don't see all these people coming in here and you're driving so far in the right lane. Look at this car right here, man. The car right here on the left. This car right here in the middle lane now, this white car. Driving as fast as you can. All these cars are coming up and slowing down. It's not the time to keep speeding at normal rates of speed. You got to slow down or get into the left lane where the speed is. So any which way, back to being a 20-year-old, you're not going to convince them of that. You gotta show them where you're struggling at 40 to overcome something, and it can't be retirement. They got to see you grinding and winning. So by the time that 20-year pass, if you're 40 and they're 20, they're going to say, man, I remember what it was like for 40, right? Because you think about it. If you have a kid in your 20s or 30s, your kid does not really know who you are for the first decade of their life. They just start getting an idea of you as a parent. But by then, most people are settled into a marriage that they don't want to be in, a home that they either can't afford or they're working day in and day out for. So your kid does not see you the same way they were if they were watching you if you were 20 going to college and struggling. They have no idea that you were young, if you think about that. Because when you had them, the first 10 years, they weren't even aware of you being like before a parent at all. There was no concept that you were an individual before you were a parent. So what are you showing them? So they inherit the drone mentality of, oh, mom and dad go to work, so I'm gonna go to work. They inherit your failure. And then you got a nerve as a parent to turn around and tell them, why ain't you doing more with your life? Well, what template did you show me, mom and dad, other than clocking in and out? You ain't gotta be special. Any job that'll pay you is all that you really need. If you don't need a degree and you go get a job that pays you $1 million and all you gotta do is go to work, clock in and out, that's it. The measure of success, that's where the bar is set at. That's the C, right? Being a C student, getting a grade, getting a C just to pass. It doesn't get you exceptional, but our parents expect us to be exceptional. They don't go and brag about how hard you studied. They go and brag about the degree you got, right? That's what they go and brag about. Oh, my son's a nurse. Right, they didn't brag about, he's been studying all of this stuff. He's a dual athlete. Nobody cares about that. I was a track and football star. I did sports, and nobody gives a damn about that part. It's just he's a nurse now. They only care about the idea. That's the only thing parents brag about. I've never heard a parent be like, my kid studies every day in and out. My kid practices their handwriting, and that's how they became a calligrapher. Like, who says that? No one. So again, they set the template and then they expect you to go past it despite giving you nothing else tangible to work off of. And you inherited someone else's failures, their fears, their cowardice. And I'm telling you now, what you need to do is overcome the programming that you've inherited from the people in your lives that said that. Now, I'm not going to say anything bad. This doesn't mean that they're bad, but you got to realize the world is changing. We now have AI, more companies, even medicine, man. I cannot believe that medicine is moving and incorporating AI into medicine. That means that you have there's another counter force that is in its infancy. AI is in its infancy that is going to overtake us for those people who do not break their programming. And how you do that is you look inside. You start looking at the details. You start coming up with plans. Spend time not looking and scrolling through TikTok. Spend time not actually watching movies or playing video games. Spend time not actually going to bars. Spend time writing out your plan. Spend time writing out details, steps to make it work. And I guarantee you, once you write out a plan and it doesn't work, and you go back and review that plan, and you say, at step number 4, that's where I messed up. Or maybe step number 7 should have gone ahead of step number 4. If I had done it in this order, it would have worked, because now I have details to show this is where I messed up at. This is where my plan broke down at. So I can see where my plan failed at, because I'm looking at the details. And now that I'm looking at the details, I can see where I went wrong. But you know what people don't want to do? They want to spit the ideas. If you find yourself talking about the ideas rather than the details, you're right on. You're not going to accomplish very much. Because again, the people who are successful, what do? If you go to Shark Tank, people present the idea, right? And I love Shark Tank. Shark Tank's a great example. You go on Shark Tank and look at Shark Tank. Watch the detail. Watch it. They'll go and talk about their product. They'll present it. And then what did the sharks start doing? They started asking for details. How much you made this month? What are your sales? What's the cost per unit? What's the cost per product? Do you manufacture? Can you scale it up? How much are you in debt? How much was your overall? Those are details. So again, when you go before successful people, if you don't have details when they ask you a question, you might be looking at people giving you the side eye, be like, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. So again, get into your details, folks. Don't fail to plan, right? Don't plan to fail. No. All right, so it's better to fail and plan than plan to fail. That's probably the best way to say it, right? But again, that failure could lie in your details. And if you fail because one of your details is wrong, you can always change the detail up. But again, if you just stuck in the ideas and you don't come up with any plan, well, you've already failed, folks. I'm gonna work on that saying. No, I might not have said it right. Somebody put in the chat the correct saying of what I'm trying to say here about, planning to fail as opposed to failing to plan. Because again, like I said, the details are what matters. The details is how you win, and the details is how you get better. Because here's the thing. If you end up becoming successful, you will look at your template and you have a format for success. And that's what people want to look to and follow. That's what makes you a mentor. That's what makes you a person of value. That's how you build a network, folks. I'm going to keep on dropping these hints. If you keep watching my videos throughout, you're going to start seeing string these videos together. And you're going to start seeing these clues I'm leaving for you. But again, you got to hit the details. And that's what most people get frustrated at. I like it when people ask me details because it allows me to refine my plan. Any which way, folks, y'all know part of it. So go and support your boy, like, share, and subscribe. But also, folks, my book is available on Amazon, Getting a Beginner's Guide to Vacant Land Investing. It's a great book to show you pretty much nuts and bolts, 55 pages of what you need to know to own land. Again, it's a template, the same template that I use to become successful in this business. It's exactly what I wrote in that book. They don't got a lot of fluff. It has just what you need to know. $16.99, Getting Dollars from Dirt, available on Amazon. Philip Davis, like, share, subscribe, folks. Thank you. I hope you've been entertained, enlightened, and educated, and you got some value out of this video. Take care, folks. Remember, you better own property or you'll be owned as property. Peace, and I'm out.